Hello there, this is Iron Port. It is proudly brought to you by Ghana Community Network Services, GCNet, also Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, and West Blue Consulting. Media partner is a business and financial time, maritime and transport digest, and also daily graphic. People, this week, the president has been in action. The man says that he doesn't want to sit in the office there at the Jubilee House. He wants to be out there and see what is going on. It was a turn of businesses this week in the Greater Accra region. First of all, the president officially commissioned the fishing harbour that's intended to come around the Jamestown community there. That project has officially been inaugurated by His Excellency the President.
President AKUFO-ADDO has cut short for the construction of the Jamestown Fishing Harbour Complex to enhance fishing activities, create more jobs and boost the fishing industry in the area. The $60 million project is being funded by a grant from China. The project involves the dredging of 118,000 cubic meters of harbour basin, construction of hydraulic structures covering about 1,200 meters, and provision of offices, markets and processing and commercial areas. Addressing the chiefs and the people of Jamestown on the second day of his 3-day tour of the Greater Accra region, the president said the project was geared towards meeting the needs of the people and helping to eradicate poverty.
Several attempts have been made to get it off the ground. We have seen sod cuttings, I believe, on 5 different occasions, but they have been done, but no actual construction has begun. Today, we're going to see something different. There is going to be a sword cutting, which will be followed by the construction of the harbour.
He expressed excitement that after several attempts since 1965 to rebuild the harbour and more than 5 sword cutting ceremonies, the project will now move from the drawing board and become a reality.
That this project will move from the drawing board out of the ground, and we will see the construction of the Jamestown Harbour. It is going to bring about a lot of jobs in Jamestown. It's going to promote a lot of training activities here and beyond.
The Chinese ambassador explained that already the Chinese government had initiated the survey and design of the project, while experts and technicians from China were exploring the hydrological and geological conditions of the port area. He said both Ghanaian and Chinese experts had completed detailed discussions on the port's dredging, the hydraulic construction and the supporting facilities.
So it's official, a fishing harbour is coming around Jamestown. Now away from that, the president moved down to the TEMA enclave, and he began with the TEMA end of the motorway roundabout. That this time there's going to be an overpass around there to ease a lot of traffic around that area. Now when that happens, you recognize that a lot of trucks come out of the port and use that particular stretch all the way to the Ghanaian corridor and hit the transit countries. So it would be a sort of ease for traffic control, particularly for trucks that cart goods from the port to various destinations, including the landlocked nations there. Now the president was there to look at that particular project.
The President of Ghana, His Excellency AKUFO-ADDO, has visited the TEMA roundabout expansion site to inspect the progress of work done there. The TEMA motorway roundabout has for months been undergoing major restructuring to transform it to an interchange, which would see improvement in the capacity of the roundabout and its adjoining roads to enhance safety and efficiency of transportation and the provision of uninterrupted traffic flow to and from the TEMA port. It has become more important now than ever to have adequate transport linkages to and from the port because of the additional container terminals being constructed under the ongoing MPS TEMA port expansion, which will make the port of TEMA receive cargo that is more than triple its current capacity. The TEMA motorway overpass roundabout constitutes a $56 million grant aid from the Japanese government, which covers a holistic project for the improvement of international corridor roads in Ghana. The project manager, who briefed the president, president said the project is in 2 phases and the entire construction is expected to be completed by June 2020. The Minister for Roads and Highways, Kweku Amoahwata, said the ministry is pleased with the progress of work being done and majority of the citizens have been very compliant to facilitate smooth construction.
And so far we have had the cooperation of almost everybody. Of course, at some point we had to use the telephone, but everybody left the site, so work is going on well.
The president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO, expressed appreciation to the Japanese government for continuing to honor the solidarity between the 2 nations. He said he is impressed with the work that has been done so far.
I'll have an opportunity to thank the Prime Minister Abe myself personally, because I'm going to Japan at the end of this week for a visit there next week. So I'll tell him I came to see one more example of Japanese solidarity with Ghana, and I'm very impressed with what you're doing and the fact that everything is up to date and we are on course.
So after cutting sword for the Jamestown Fishing Harbour and inspecting the TEMA end of the motorway overpass, now hoping to be overpass, the president also decided to meet all chief executives who operate within the TEMA enclave, and he decided to meet them at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority Towers, at the 2nd floor to be specific, where he engaged all these CEOs to listen to their concerns and also had words of assurance for them. In a related development, the president, Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO, also met with chief executives of companies operating in the TEMA Industrial Enclave as part of his working visit to TEMA. The meeting, hosted at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority headquarters, was intended to highlight the climate of business in every sector participating in the TEMA Industrial Enclave and raise concerns to the presidency on what needs to be improved to promote their businesses and the Ghanaian economy. The Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, said the flagship paperless project has been successful on many counts due to the determination of all stakeholders to make the system work effectively.
The paperless project, I think when it was first launched, we all felt we were too much in a hurry. We were rushing to achieve results. It was not possible to get there. But I think down the line today, we all appreciate the benefits of that system, the number of inspection agencies, the bureaucracies, the paperwork, too much human interface in the cargo clearance process has been reduced. And I think various studies that have been conducted have pegged the success of the paperless program at least 90%. And we all applaud that. And both government and industry alike, we've acknowledged that the paperless program has generated results. I think just about 2 days ago, the Commissioner General of Customs did indicate that thanks to the paperless program, they are very much close to hitting their target for 2018. But for us as a port, it has quickened the clearance of cargo, and it has helped us economize space as cargo doesn't sit too much in the ports. And I think for shippers, at least I can talk for you, a little for you, that you've benefited in terms of time, you've benefited in terms of cost, and all these we will share the credit with His Excellency and his government.
The DG of GPHA also revealed that exports, which Ghana's government is enthusiastic about, is steadily growing with a 25% increase this year. He encouraged much more capacity to be put into the export trade to make up for the imbalance exports currently suffer to imports.
Export sector, as a port, we look forward to having sufficient export volumes that will balance imports. From our perspective as a port, because it helps us even reduce cost of doing business through our ports. But from a government point of view, balance of payment advantages when exports grow. And from the little calculations that we have done in the last less than 2 years since Mr. President's assumption of office, we noticed that export traffic has grown through our ports. Comparing 2016-2018, we've seen an 11% growth. 2017-2018, which hasn't even ended, we've seen 25% growth in export traffic through our ports. And I think we are all looking forward to growing this further, because the target is for any shipping line coming into your port, looks forward to coming in full and leaving back full. That way, you will be charged less in terms of freight.
Other corporate heads and chief executives of state-owned enterprises also raised some concerns. Within the port and shipping industry, representatives from the freight forwarding fraternity appealed for a proper governance structure that would ensure sustained policy implementation.
It looks as if any ministry or any sector comes in just to implement a policy and just goes away. And at times we have so many problems in terms of implementation of these policies. So as freight forwarders, we would like to suggest to you that you think about putting a structure in place that will coordinate some of these activities at the port.
All that must be observed is the establishment of protocols, making sure that the systems that are in place integrate well to deliver a seamless platform for us to operate with.
With regards to the tax stamp policy, concerns were raised that its implementation has caused significant delay and has consequently impacted negatively on the cost of doing business.
It's very sad if you pass by where the tax stamp is being implemented. You get there and people load trucks, and for weeks they are standing at one place. It doesn't talk well of us. Something drastic has to be done.
Another issue raised was that the public-private participation in local content development, which the government is promoting, should be made stringent to ensure Ghanaians retain what is due them.
CCAs are representatives of your customs agencies. We help collect revenue for SEPs. The same applies to the ship's agents, making sure that everything they are bringing in matches what the government allows to come in. For that reason, I'll plead with you to assist us, ensure that there's a restriction as stated in the Act for the local Ghanaian companies to handle that business.
The president, in addressing the heads of business institutions, emphasized that building a strong market economy as a vehicle for economic development is fundamental to his government.
Well, that's a fundamental position. We want a strong market economy in Ghana as the vehicle for bringing prosperity to our people. What does that mean? Effectively, the private sector operators in the country should be the lead figures in the social and economic transformation of our nation. That all the packet of policies that are coming from my government are towards this end of strengthening the market and strengthening the opportunity given for private sector operators to be able to do what they know how best to do: deliver service, create wealth, produce things efficiently and competitively.
He noted that with every great reform comes challenges in its implementation, and urged Ghanaians to be patient and trust the interventions introduced to strengthen the national economy.
I think many of these reforms, when they first come, will always have challenges. You're never going to be able to attempt a reform without a challenge. That is the nature of human existence and social development. When the paperless came, we had a lot of statements were made as to its ineffectiveness, but over time, by and large, it's working better and better. I think that these are the reforms that have been advanced. All of us should look at how best we can improve their performance, because the necessity for them is inescapable. We can't go back on some of those things because there are challenges. They create challenges. What we need to do is to find a way to deal with those challenges so that we can make the system work better.
The President of the Republic assured Ghanaians that the current contentions between importers and customs on CTN values would be addressed aptly by government.
I think it is something that we can do, we should be able to do something about. Because, I mean, either we have the system which is meant to forestall that, or we go back to the old system whereby we give the authority to the customs to contest it. But I'm glad I've heard it, and we'll take the matter on to the appropriate quarters and have the matter looked at.
The president also lamented that Ghana is experiencing an injustice where we have an accessible market, but other ECOWAS member countries prevent Ghanaian businesses from accessing their markets. He described the act as not abiding by ECOWAS protocols of an integrated market. He promised to take the issue up in the next ECOWAS meeting. Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO called for close collaboration between corporations and government for the common goal of an improved national economy.
You in business, we in government, we should help each other because we have a common goal. How to develop our economy as rapidly and as effectively as possible so that we can guarantee our people a better standard of living than what they have now.
Present the gift to the president, yes.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority honored the President of the Republic, Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO, with a beautiful trophy touting his insightful leadership for the port and maritime industry. The trophy, in the form of a miniature vessel, was accompanied by a brief but expressive citation and was presented to the President by the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, flanked by the Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje.
To Your Excellency Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO, President of the Republic, with compliments from GPHA on your strategic leadership for port efficiency. Another round of applause for him. Thank you very much, sir.
So that's His Excellency the President, Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO, assuring the business community within the TEMA enclave that next year and going into the future, he's paving way for thriving of businesses within this country. On that note, Iron Port returns after the break.
TEMA Port, we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip.
Good morning, this is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SAT Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how? Hey.
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here, in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth, is in our hands.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Iron Port, and next up, our local news and activities around the port and maritime industry.
With barely 6 months after an oil tanker vessel loaded with 1,200 metric tons of light crude oil split into two at the TEMA port anchorage, Iron Port can confirm that another oil vessel by name MT Anthony from Lagos has also split into two at the TEMA port anchorage. All 10 crew members on board the vessel escaped unhurt. The oil vessel has been operating in the waters of Ghana for 3 years. A visit to the vessel revealed that one half of the vessel had been burnt, and sources say it was as a result of some residents of TEMA Newtown who had moved into the drifted hull to fight over a pump. In the process, it was alleged that one of the residents set the vessel in flames. This was after GPH's Marine Department had towed the other half of the vessel from the anchorage to the TEMA Newtown area to prevent it from sinking. Attempts to speak to the agent of the vessel proved futile.
A 12-member delegation made up of course members from the National Defense College of Kenya has visited the TEMA port as part of their visit to Ghana to familiarize themselves with the country's socio-political, economic and military institutions. The delegation was headed by a Major General with the other members comprising senior military officials from Kenya, Burundi and Zambia. At the TEMA port, they were received by a senior marketing and public affairs officer, Isaac Teria, who briefed the delegation on Ghana's port's procedures. He revealed that GPHA is committed to trade facilitation and has been continuously adjusting its methods to cut costs of doing business at its ports. However, the senior marketing officer indicated that Ghana's ports are safety conscious and passionate about security and have put in place adequate capacity to avert potential safety and security threats in the port and on its territorial waters.
And day in and day out, we realize there is a need to enhance efficiency. So these are the measures we are putting in place to realize that. This is MASEC 1, security measures in effect. So based on the environmental threat, the MASEC level is activated. Currently, the port security does MASEC 1, and based on the threat, they can move to MASEC 2 or MASEC level 3. So you see the port is under surveillance 24/7.
The delegation expressed gratitude for the learning experience, indicating that it will help them understand their course much better.
Ghana's foremost oil marketing company, GOIL, says it has reduced fuel prices at all its retail outlets. Currently, Super XP is being sold at 4.98 per litre, while Diesel XP is also sold at 4.98 per litre. Head of Fuels Marketing at GOIL, Marcos Diodake, said the reduction is in line with the drop in international petroleum prices and relative stability of the cedi.
GOIL is a benchmark in fixing petroleum prices in Ghana. And we are all aware that the international petroleum prices are going down, and we are experiencing relative stability of the Ghanaian cedi. So it is just proper that we do the needful by making sure that we reduce our prices for Ghanaians to enjoy the benefits of the reductions that we are seeing internationally.
The reduction, according to him, is also aimed at appreciating the patronage of Ghanaians, which has resulted in the numerous awards and successes chalked by GOIL this year. GOIL, for the third time running, was adjudged CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. GPIC's Ghana Club 100 listings also ranked GOIL the #2 company in Ghana. GOIL also won the Energy Company of the Year at Ghana Energy Awards. Diodake said GOIL is the benchmark for fuel pricing in Ghana and will continue to play that critical role to ensure that Ghanaians get the best and most competitive prices. He assured Ghanaians that GOIL will continue to ensure delivery of the highest quality of fuel and service to customers.
GOIL products are the best in the market. You can't get it better anywhere in Ghana. So if you buy from GOIL, you know you are buying quality fuels and you are getting value for money. In fact, in order to reassure Ghanaians that our products are of the best quality, we have recently acquired what we call the mobile laboratory van. It is fully equipped with an equipment we call Aerospec analyzer. It analyzes the quality of fuel that we sell, and we go around all our retail outlets, take samples, and then test them to ensure that whatever they are serving Ghanaians meets the highest specification.
Customers who patronize GOIL products are therefore assured of value for money as it continues to reward them in its nationwide Efie promotion. Meanwhile, The leading indigenous oil marketing company in the country, GOIL, has held its end-of-year carol service. The ceremony, which was attended by management and staff of the company, was to appreciate the goodness of God for how far He has brought the company. There were interdepartmental performances, management performances, and Bible readings. The group CEO and MD of GOIL, Patrick Akoli, thanked management and staff of the company for their hard work and dedication towards the company, which brought several laurels in 2018.
I just want to use this occasion to congratulate you all for all the achievements, all the successes chalked in the year 2018. I think it has been quite a strenuous and difficult year, but with God on our side, we've been able to storm the weather, and we are here today.
International Pod News next.
Exhaust Gas Cleaning Systems Association has criticized the decision of the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore to ban the discharge of wash water from open loop scrubbers in Singaporean waters in 2020. The decision was attributed to the port's efforts aimed at protecting marine environment amid fears that the contents of the released water include heavy metals and polyaromatic hydrocarbons, potentially posing a risk to marine life. The association believes the disappointing decision came without a consultation process with the industry representatives, and that it wasn't based on proven scientific findings, as no studies have been published that indicate measurable harm to the marine environment. The European Community Ship Owners Association and the World Shipping Council have welcomed the adoption of a general approach on the proposal for a European maritime single-window environment by transport ministers. European co-legislators have been working intensively to reduce the administrative burden shipping faces. This burden stems from today's harmonized and inefficient reporting obligations and mechanisms within the EU. 5 armed individuals boarded a container ship owned by Hamburg Sud in Santos Anchorage, Brazil. A spokesperson of Hamburg Sud confirmed that the incident on board Cap San Marco occurred in the morning hours of December 2, 2018. The deckhand on watch, a Filipino national, was set upon and tied up by perpetrators. As informed, the intruders attempted to hide cocaine inside the container. After the criminals had fled, one container was found with a broken seal with no cocaine inside it.
Hip, 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 hooray! Merry Christmas! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, 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 hooray!
Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Hip, 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 hooray!
I would also like to wish the entire port community a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Good morning, this is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how?
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. Gold Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those that are back there at the anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates that you need to know to clear your goods out of the port. Next on your screens. Coming up next are your comments.
This week's comments are on Belmet 7 carrying out a loadout exercise at Takra Depot. Echo JC said, value for money is always considered when state affairs is in right hands. We are most grateful to you and your team, sir. Franco Biochiwa said, indeed we have the men here. If we believe in ourselves, there's nothing we cannot do. Kudos to the engineers. Peter Inim added, well done, go Ghana, go Ghana. More inventions, more manufacturing. God bless Ghana. And as Kojo Poku said, fantastic works going on. I thank God for the Belmet 17 and it has really saved Ghana a lot of money. It also means Ghana can do certain things on our own. Prosper Amano says, they are workers of FH and are not being paid well. He says also, so please I want you to come on site and do serious investigation and see because there is unfair remuneration packages going on here in the company.
That's it for this week's episode of Eye on Port. I hope I've been able to bring the port activities closer to you and also you closer to the port. See you same time next week. I have to say a big thank you to the entire crew, particularly Martin Minter, Joe Bone, Ernest Thompson, Kada Faisal, and Mariska Opoku. I wish you speedy recovery. One able crew of mine. You don't have to be sick. We need you to work. Also the executive producers, Abena Sewa Opoku Fosu and Esther JB Donko. Thanks for watching.